Welcome to the groundbreaking documentary blog series by EcoBlk, where we embark on an extraordinary journey through the annals of Black economic history. Join us as we delve deep into the tangled web of systemic injustices and the profound impact of land acts on Black Americans. Brace yourself for an immersive exploration that will challenge your perceptions and ignite a burning desire for change. Let us begin by shining a spotlight on the chronology and significance of the land acts that have shaped our nation's destiny. It may seem unconventional to start here, but we cannot overlook the inherent connection between economics and land control. Land is the foundation from which all our resources flow: technology, construction, food, water, gas, power, and more. It delineates the boundaries of our nation, carves the lines that divide states and cities, and molds the tax codes that allocate funds for education, policing, and vital services. Trespassing onto someone's land can be a matter of life and death. But where do Black Americans stand in terms of this invaluable resource? In the United States today, land ownership remains shockingly unequal. According to a recent report by the United States Department of Agriculture, white Americans possess over 98% of all land, while Black Americans own less than 1%. This staggering disparity is a testament to a long history of government discrimination and dispossession, with Black Americans systematically excluded from the opportunities granted by the Land Acts, grants, lending, education, and more. Let us start by examining how Land Acts played a pivotal role in shaping this unequal distribution. Each act, with its own set of consequences, has contributed to the widening gap between Black and white land ownership. Upon emancipation, the government used the coffers of slavery to give an almost insurmountable head start to its white population by developing the country through land grants. These are just a few significant milestones that still affect us today. The Preemption Act of 1841, a foundation laid for future land acquisitions. The Homestead Act of 1862, a promise of land for settlers predominantly white to stake their claim. The Morrill Act of 1862, granting land to support the establishment of educational institutions. The Pacific Railroad Act, vast tracts of land bestowed upon railroad companies for expansion. The Desert Land Act of 1877, encouraging the reclamation of arid lands, primarily benefiting white settlers. The Timber Culture Act of 1873, offering land for the cultivation of timber, further widening the racial divide. The Carey Act of 1894, transferring land to the states for irrigation and development, disproportionately benefiting white communities. The Enlarged Homestead Act of 1909, extending opportunities for land acquisition to those who missed out previously. These grants, spanning several decades, translate into an astonishing $2.5 trillion in land value today. 93 million people hold land passed down to them through the Homestead Act. In our current economy, for those opposed to freebies and reparations, should they be forced to give it back, seeing that they didn't earn it and it came from the blood of the enslaved? While you're considering that, understand that's far from the end of the story. When coupled with the impact of redlining, the picture becomes even more distressing. Research conducted by the National Community Reinvestment Coalition reveals that redlining alone led to Black Americans losing $100 billion in home equity between 1930 and 1960. If we calculate the average annual appreciation rate of 3.5%, this lost home equity would amount to approximately $1.9 trillion in wealth in 2023. Thus, a total head start of $4.4 trillion was given to white America, further perpetuating the cycle of inequality. And what we know now to be the Black ghettos, many have come to fear. Even if, according to FBI data, whites commit more crime by volume, that's a blog for another day. For now, let's pause and imagine playing a game of Monopoly with someone who cheated and took all the properties, cash, and get out of jail free cards before the game started, and you got a piece on the board. Picture that person pointing fingers at your poor attitude for the reason you were losing. Now understand that is Black America's reality, as many point to our attitudes, family makeup, or political party choice for our economic standing. To add insult to injury, imagine people believing that using a black face to spin it somehow makes it more acceptable. Contrary to the prevailing notion that Black individuals are unable to confront harsh realities without assuming a victim mentality, We recognize our intelligence, complexity, and astuteness as analysts. To navigate the challenges ahead, a diligent soldier conducts reconnaissance, seeking to understand the obstacles they will encounter. Being caught unaware rarely yields positive outcomes. The ghettos are a creation similar to the Nazi ghettos we adopted the term from. As we progress through this documentary blog series, we will explore not only the financial implications, but also the far-reaching impacts on medicine, education, media, and technology. Together, we will unravel the intricate tapestry of systemic injustices and pave the way for a more equitable future. It is time to challenge the narrative, expose the imbalances, and build a society where economic opportunities are truly accessible to all. Get ready to open your eyes, question the status quo, and become part of a movement for lasting change. Welcome to the EcoBlk documentary blog series, where we have the freedom to tell history from the perspective of truth and honesty.